The artwork is called Come Let Me Heal Your Wounds, and it's based off a body of research I've been working on for quite a while, since 2019, that specifically looks at the destruction of cultural heritage. And it first started off when, after the Arab Spring from around 2014, when ISIS were purposefully bombing and destroying heritage sites across the Middle East. And this artwork is an archive of that destruction. So what I did is I started trying to find as much as I could online of what was destroyed from, monuments that are from various cultures, religions, and civilizations across the Middle East. So the countries I've specifically looked at are Syria and Iraq, which have the most cultural destruction. And also there's Egypt, there's Libya, there's Tunisia, there's Yemen. And I started archiving all the different locations of where these monuments were destroyed. And I ended up with a map of the whole Middle East. Then I took these pinpoints on a map, transferred it onto the fabric, and I started tearing holes in the fabric in these places where destruction happened. And then what I did after I teared the holes is I started mending it using the darning technique. For me, it's very personal, the artwork. It's sort of a way for me as an individual to mourn the loss of my own heritage, because I come from a diverse background. I am partly Syrian, I'm Palestinian, I'm Jordanian, and I'm Saudi. So I really feel like a kinship to all these places as an Arab. And it's really painful to watch your cultural heritage be completely destroyed and cleansed. And the work was a way for me to try to mourn and heal from that. So this act of repairing something that's destroyed through the act of darning was, my own way of mourning that loss. I think for me, if you want to understand a country, its people, and its culture, the best way to do that is through arts. I feel you can understand more about the history of a place through the artists rather from the bankers and lawyers and businessmen. I think that artistic contribution is important. It also creates a lot of cross-cultural dialogue and a way of communicating really important issues that are happening now. And I think for me, a big important part is empathy and understanding and kinship with what, I'm going through as well, and what the people from my region are going through. So for me, the material is always the most important part of an artwork. How I make it and what materials I use is really, really important. So I come from a background where I have a training in both the contemporary arts and the traditional arts. And I really try to find the middle ground. Where can traditional arts be used in the contemporary art world? Usually craft is seen as something quite bad. It's a decorative tradition, but it's not, It's also a problem for me is it's in danger of dying out. There's not a lot of appreciation for traditional crafts anymore. And I always try to collaborate with craftsmen in different craft traditions in all my practice. And this work in specific, I worked first of all with people who do natural dyeing, Ayurvedic dyeing in South India. And it's where they look at herbs and spices and use their medicinal properties as a way of healing. The destruction that's happened in the Middle East is just, it was horrific. It's mass destruction and cleansing of history. I think it's our collective history, right? We all share that history. It doesn't belong to just one civilization.